Hello, you guys. It's Yolanda coming back at you. I got another driver. What's up, Keith? How you doing?
What's going on? How's everybody doing out there?
All righty. I think everybody's doing good. So let's tell them a little bit about yourself. What are you, an owner operator, right?
Yeah, I'm owner operator. Been owner operator for 25 years.
Okay. And so what region do you run? What do you run? Local, dedicated, over the road?
I run local. I run the Houston area, surrounding areas of Houston, in and out, whatever, Baytown, do containers, do vans. I've done flatbed. I've never done tankers, but I do have my hazardous material endorsement. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So do you, when you do hazmat, isn't there like a special requirements? Like if there's any drivers that want to do hazmat, they have to take up some extra training, correct, and take a few extra tests?
Correct. You do have to, and it's always, it's a saying out there, the saying it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
There you go.
Because you never know when you're going to leave one situation into another situation.
Okay.
So, with that, yes, I do hazmat. You make a little bit extra money, and that's how that is.
Okay, cool then. I appreciate that. So we just wanted to touch notes with you, and hold on one second. Okay, you guys, we're back. We had to take a brief pause. We had a few trucks coming up in. So anyhow, so like we were saying, Keith, you was telling us about hazmat. Finish giving us some more information. You said you make more money when you hauling hazmat, right?
Yes, you do make more money when you hauling hazmat, depending on the company. But most companies, you're gonna generally make more money hauling hazardous material, okay? Because that is a extra endorsement, and of course, hazardous materials are dangerous commodity. Okay, and truth of the matter is, in the wrong situation, not knowing what you're doing, you can get hurt. So that's why it takes special training. Okay, and that's why if you do have it on your license and you present that to your employer, then hey, they should be fast and willing to, hire you because of that, and you should have a higher position wherever you are. You know what I'm saying? But if you're at a company that all they do is hazmat, then hey,
okay,
you're good to go. Any type of tanker company, even with containers, you got a lot of guys that have been driving for 10, 15 years. They say, oh, they make this amount of money, but then you got some guys that's only been driving 3 or 4 years, got hazardous material making more money.
Oh, okay, then yeah, that is true too. So now, do you recommend if you have hazmat, should you strictly go to a hazmat company, or should you suggest keep your door open to work for a company that do, like, for instance, hazmat, tanker, flatbed, dry van, or reefer? What is your suggestions?
I say go where the money is.
Oh, okay.
Go where the money is. Go where the situation is good for you and your family. If it's a situation that doesn't work for you, you may make more money with a company that doesn't do hazmat.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
That's just how it is. But generally speaking, you will make more money with hazardous material with any company.
Okay. So along with that hazmat, you're being a driver for long and also an owner-operator, have your own authority and all that. Give us some on the owner-operators. Is it best to have a broker, or should they just work for a company? Should they lease? Should they try to buy out flat? Do you suggest them put money away? Give us a little bit more info real quick.
Okay, let me set this up. Okay, because you have what you do where you're leased on to a company, where you're owner operator, you own your own equipment, and you also have what they call having your own authority.
So it's 3 different things.
Right. So you can either be a company driver where you have no ownership of no equipment. You're just basically working for the company, and wherever they pretty much have you to go, you have to go. It's a little bit more structured. Okay. They tend to have benefits, a lot of different things. Some companies have 401k, stuff like that. Owner operators that own their own equipment could be the truck, trailer, but generally if you just have the truck that you own and your own operator, you can lease on to a company. You don't have to have your authority, okay? And a lot of guys do that because they don't like to deal with the paperwork that comes with having your own authority. They don't like dealing with the IRS, they don't like dealing with the FMCSA. They just like to, hey, I got my truck, let me go ahead, lease on to this company. I'm gonna get a check in at the end of Friday. You guys handle all that. Now having authority that is a little bit more independence and a lot more responsibility. Okay, now generally you will make more money with your own authority. It's a lot more freedom, but you know, in today's economy, a lot of guys are feeling the hurt of the rates tanking. You know, not being able to get good loads because brokers. A broker is somebody who's set up between the customer and the carrier. Okay, customers are people like the company that we are now, like Daikin. That would be a customer. So they would have a broker, for example, like h8r5s or TQL, that would talk on the behalf of the carrier, right? And for that, that broker is gonna take a certain amount of money. And unfortunately, the broker is taking a big bulk of the money and putting it in their pockets, and is leaving the trucking industry like struggling.
Struggling. Okay, I got you.
Struggling. So, you know, it's better if you do have your own authority to try to find your customer.
Okay, yourself.
Yourself.
And just cut out the middleman.
Right, if you can. But, you know, hey, I understand a lot of times it's kind of hard cutting out the middleman if you don't have your own customer. So, therefore, that's why a lot of guys are actually putting their authority on hold until the economy come back. And they're just leasing on to companies with their own truck, or they're parking their truck in general, and then they'll go work for a Swift or for, you know, company. They'll just become a company driver and things get better, you know.
So can I ask you something real quick about the insurance? Like, you know, if you work for certain companies, I'm not going to mention their name, and you get a contract, whether through a broker. Now, most of them, some require you to have like $1 million, $2, $3 million insurance and all that different stuff, truck, trailer. Explain that insurance. So is the broker having the insurance, or you having the insurance to cover yourself? Who's covering that freight and that insurance? Like, say, for instance, if you picked up a load right now and whoever, a broker or somebody got, and they say they want you to have like $1 million insurance, $2 million, $3 million, who covers that? Your insurance or the broker?
No, your insurance covers that. So before you even do business with the broker or the customer, say like if you want to go to Amazon, you can't even go to Amazon just with your truck and your authority, because you're not even going to have authority unless you have insurance. Okay, so you yourself have to obtain your insurance. Okay, and then you have to present that to the broker, and the broker will say, hey, you know, you have to have this amount of coverage in order to run this load. Okay, and if you meet that criteria, which mainly in most situations is $750,000. But now it's went up to $1 million, some is at $2 million. But for the most part, that's what it is. You know? Okay. You have to obtain that yourself. But that's when you have your own authority. Now, when you just own operator that's leased on, you have to deal with none of that. The company that you're working for, they'll cover it. All of that.
They'll cover it. Okay. And so before you go, you know, I appreciate you giving me this interview. Like I said, it's Yolanda. Keith started just, you know, he wanted to give me a little interview and break it down. So tell us some more about like maintenance. Like you own it, like you said, lease, owner, operator, owner, authority. So that is you guys' business. So if you need new tires, you need a clutch, engine, brake, your whole company is down until you can get that. Give us a little bit more detail. Like if you needed tires on your truck, how much would tires cost you? If you needed tires on your trailer, just give us a ballpark of overall expense. How much you pay to fill up? What size tanks do you have? Just give us a little bit on that before we let you go.
Okay, so with maintenance, it's very important that you do pre-trip, post-trip. These things can save your life and save your business at the same time. Okay, not checking your truck on a daily basis, not doing the proper maintenance on your truck can cause bigger problems. Okay, and you can take a small problem that could have been fixed, rectified for less than $10, $15, but because you neglected it, it turns into now a $1,000 problem, or even an out of service from the DOT. And depending on how bad it is, you know, that part could fall off your truck and hit somebody's car and kill somebody. So Tires. That's the number one thing that I think that DOTs look for. Tires can run you anywhere, I would say, from 300, I'd say about 250, 350, all the way up to $800-900
per tire.
Yeah, depending
Okay.
on the brand.
Okay.
You always want to make sure that your steel tires or American-made tires. You never
Okay.
want to put Chinese tires on your steel tire because you don't ever want to put recaps on your steel tires. Now, if you're running local, there's not a real problem with putting recaps on the back of your trailer because you're just local. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you get some good recaps, some good Michelin recaps, some good Goodyear recaps. You know, don't get Chinese recaps. You know, I'm not really pushing recaps, but I'm saying I understand in this day and age,
Right.
guys are not making the money that they.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, you got to put safety first.
I see what you're saying.
You gotta
Okay.
put safety first. Maintenance, you got to make sure you're draining your tanks every day, or at least at the end of the day, once a week, whatever it is. Make sure you're draining the water off your tank. Make sure you're checking your coolant levels. Making sure you're checking your truck, your lights. Make sure you got a spare
Tire and all that stuff.
Spare tire. Make sure you got spare fuses. Just making sure you're taking care of your truck, and making sure if you get out there on that road, it's some things you can fix, and also get you a little toolkit.
Okay.
Keep your toolkit with
Like
you.
a tire cage. They got all that type of stuff in there.
Well, yeah,
And-
no, I mean like socket sets.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Stuff
true.
that you can, tighten up some bolts with. You don't have to call a guy to, that he's going to charge you, $300.
That's something you could have taken care of.
Right, and you could have fixed that for less than 35 cents.
I got you.
So,
Makes sense.
Yeah, being an owner operator, it's a lot of responsibility, but you get a little bit more freedom, and you should make a lot more money
Okay.
in that aspect.
Well, I appreciate that. And then one more thing before I let you go. How often? So you're on an operator to run local. Do you get home every day, once a
Every
week?
day.
Oh, so you get home every day?
Every day. I'm local, which means I'm in the city. I start around about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and some days I'm finished around about 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
I'm back at home.
And so do you run Monday through Friday off the weekends?
Monday through Friday, off on weekends. Some guys are not fortunate to be off on weekends, but most guys that run local, you're gonna run Monday through Friday. Okay. A lot of people tend to think that if you go over the road, you're gonna make more money. That's not necessarily true.
Okay.
Depending on the company that you're with, you can make pretty good doing local. It's just that you have to acclimate your mind.
There you go.
To being a local driver.
There you
have to
go.
understand that
I feel you.
cars on the side of you,
Yeah.
all the way around you, and you have to anticipate what it is they're going to do. And as a local driver, you already have done this for a number of years, and you already know what car's going to do what kind of, and that's why you drive the way you drive, because you're not just driving for you, you're driving for everybody around you.
There you go. Okay.
Don't give in to the misconception that local drivers don't make money, because
Local
there's
drivers
guys-
make a killing.
Right, there's guys out here that's making more than over the road drivers.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and
Yep.
now you do have overhead. Okay, you do have overhead, and also make sure that if you are going to be on an operator, get your business in order first. Don't just go ahead first saying, "Oh, I heard on the internet, man, you guys are making good money." In trucking right now, this is a bad time. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a bad time in trucking. I wouldn't advise anybody, in my opinion, to go out.
In your opinion, right.
Getting you a truck note, because the freight
Is kind of, until it picks up.
Right. The money's not there, the freight's not there. You don't want to have a truck note where you put down $10,000 on a truck, $10,000 on a truck, and then next thing you know, you have a $1,500 truck note, and after all the expenses, you only bringing home $600 for the week.
Because of the freight so bad. But when freight pick up, baby, you could be 4-5 when you be killing it, tearing it up.
Exactly.
Freight will pick up eventually, though.
And eventually it'll pick up.
Yeah.
But my advice in that situation, save your money.
Right.
Truck cash.
Yeah, pay out for
Because
cash.
when it all goes back down again, you can park that truck, go get in a company truck at a company, and you're okay.
There you go.
Right.
Okay. And then on your days off on the weekends, what do you do on your weekends? You
time
just
with family.
with family go to good restaurants,
Yeah.
go out and eat and just enjoy life and start all over again.
That's it.
All righty then, Keith. I appreciate you giving us that info on being an owner operator. Thank you, and you have a
Alright,
good
you guys
one.
Take care, man. Drive safe, and hey, put God first.
There you go.
Take care of that truck.
Can't go wrong. Thank you. Have a good one.